Have you ever felt that love is not just a meeting, but a reunion of souls? If you are a Pisces, love a Pisces, or are fascinated by this mystical sign, get ready. Today, we are going to dive deep into the oceans of the Piscean heart and find out which signs can really swim in these enchanted waters. Before we start this cosmic journey, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any astrological discoveries, spiritual tips and secrets to turn your potential into reality. We are building an incredible community here, and your support is essential for us to continue bringing more content full of meaning, wisdom, and magic. Oh, and share this video with someone special who needs to hear it today. The universe works in sync, and you're a part of it. Imagine a vast, deep ocean, its waters reflecting starlight and hiding unfathomable mysteries in its depths. So is the soul of Pisces, the last and perhaps most elusive sign of the Zodiac. Ruled by the dreamlike realms of Neptune and the benevolent expanse of Jupiter, Pisces embodies sensitivity, compassion, and an intuition that transcends mundane logic. Feeling is your superpower, an ability to pick up the vibrations of the world in a way that few can match. But this emotional depth often makes the search for a partner a complex journey. Compatibility for Pisces is not just about common interests or superficial chemistry. It is a search for a connection that touches the soul, a love that sees beyond appearances and embraces the totality of being. It's a longing for someone who not only understands your emotional tides, but who swims with them, finding beauty in fluidity and vulnerability. Today, we are going to open the doors of this aquatic universe and find out with whom the Piscean heart can really find its home. We will talk about the souls who resonate with this unique energy and those whose vibrations can create more turbulence than calm. If you are a Pisces, love a Pisces, or are simply fascinated by this mystical energy, get ready for a revelation. Love for Pisces is less about finding the right person in the role and more about finding a melody that makes your soul dance, maybe even with a few tears along the way. To begin this exploration, I invite you to take a deep breath and repeat with me, or think, I embrace the depth of my being and attract a love that sees me and celebrates me in my entirety. If this phrase touched your heart, leave it in the comments below. It is a step towards manifesting the connection that your soul craves. Finding that love requires patience, an open mind, and a willingness to feel what can't be said. Are you ready to unravel these mysteries? Following the current of emotions, we arrive at one of the most natural and harmonious connections for Pisces, the union with Cancer. Two signs of the same elemental family, water, they share an innate emotional language that often needs no words. There is an immediate attunement, a mutual understanding that manifests itself in looks, subtle gestures, and the ability to sense each other's state of mind without apparent effort. Cancer, the careful and protective crab, offers Pisces the safe haven that its sometimes volatile and permeable nature so desperately needs. In a world that may seem harsh and incomprehensible to the sensitive soul of Pisces, the welcoming embrace of Cancer is a refuge. Cancer protects, nurtures, and validates Pisces' intense emotions, creating a space where vulnerability is not weakness, but rather a form of deep connection. In return, Pisces understands Cancer's complex need for emotional security. While Cancer retreats into its shell in the face of mood fluctuations, Pisces, with its boundless compassion, welcomes these changes without judgment. Piscean empathy allows Pisces to embrace the lunar tides of Cancer, offering the unconditional acceptance that helps the Cancer open up and trust. Together, Cancer and Pisces can build a home that is more than just a physical space. It is an emotional and energetic sanctuary, a place where intuition reigns and connection transcends the trivialities of everyday life. It is a partnership where comfort, security, and emotional expression flow freely. The challenge for this aquatic duo lies in their shared tendency to get lost in melancholy or to drown in their own emotional waters without finding solid ground. The search for moments of lightness, connection with the outside world and individual space is vital so that the symphony does not become a constant lament, but rather a melody that elevates the soul of both. Moving forward into deeper and more mysterious waters, we find the intense and often transformative connection between Scorpio and Pisces. Although both belong to the water element, their depths are of distinct but complementarily fascinating natures. Scorpio, the explorer of secrets, the forbidden and the transformative, finds in Pisces the mystic who submerges himself in the ethereal, the intangible, and the divine. There is a silent recognition, a magnetic attraction between these two complex and intuitive souls. Scorpio is attracted to the apparent innocence, spirituality, and ethereal nature of Pisces. Piscean sensitivity allows Pisces to see through Scorpio defenses, offering an acceptance and understanding that very few other signs can give. This ability of Pisces not to judge Scorpio's intensity or inner darkness allows the Scorpio to finally let their guard down and reveal their deepest vulnerabilities. Pisces, on the other hand, is irresistibly fascinated by Scorpio's emotional strength, mystery, and aura of power. Scorpio passion is like a beacon in the mist for the sometimes scattered soul of Pisces. Pisces finds in Scorpio a grounding presence and an intensity that validates the depth of their own feelings. Together, they share a potent psychic energy with the potential for shared dreams, synchronized feelings, and an intimacy that is truly transformative, capable of renewing and deepening the essence of each other. However, the intensity of this connection also carries its dangers. Passion can quickly become possessiveness on the part of Scorpio, or Pisces can use their avoidant nature to escape the confrontation that Scorpio demands. Shared depth can become a bottomless pit of melancholy or drama if there is no balance and self-awareness. Despite the challenges, the Scorpio-Pisces union, when lived consciously, is a journey into the depths of the soul, filled with passion, mutual understanding, and a transformation that redefines the meaning of connection. Leaving behind the deep currents of Scorpio, we sail for a combination that, at first glance, may seem unexpected, but which often blooms with serene beauty: Taurus and Pisces. Here, the firmness of the earth meets the fluidity of the water. Taurus, ruled by Venus and attached to the sensory and material world, contrasts with Pisces, guided by Neptune and immersed in the realms of the ethereal and emotion. However, this fundamental difference can create a surprisingly harmonious partnership, like a lush garden where the earth nourishes the delicate flowers. Taurus represents the stability and security that the sensitive soul of Pisces seeks so much in an often chaotic world. Taurus offers a solid foundation, a palpable structure that allows Pisces to dream and express themselves without fear of losing themselves completely. The constant and reliable presence of Taurus is a tranquil refuge from the emotional tides of Pisces. On the other hand, Pisces brings to the life of Taurus the softness, inspiration, and an artistic and spiritual dimension that may be missing in the more practical approach of Taurus. Pisces teaches Taurus to see beauty in details, to feel the unseen, and to value moments of stillness and contemplation. Pisces adds sweetness and fantasy to Taurus's daily life, elevating simple pleasures to poetic experiences. Both signs appreciate tranquility and sensuality. Shared moments of peace, soothing music, long comfortable silences, and mutual appreciation of life's small luxuries can greatly strengthen this connection. The challenge comes when Taurus's impatience meets Pisces' indecisiveness or slippery nature. Taurus may feel that Pisces lacks practicality, while Pisces may feel restrained by Taurus's rigidity or possessiveness. However, with mutual respect for the distinct natures, this union can be a haven of comfort, beauty, and security. Our journey now takes us into territory that seems to contrast sharply with the previous one, the union between Capricorn and Pisces. Seen from the outside, they may seem like inhabitants of parallel universes. One climbs mountains with determination, the other navigates oceans of feelings. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, values discipline, structure, and achievement in the material world. Pisces, influenced by Neptune and Jupiter, lives on intuition, compassion, and a connection with the unseen. This is a partnership that can be challenging, but with immense potential for mutual growth and transformation. Capricorn offers Pisces the certainty and security they need to feel grounded. The solid and reliable presence of the Capricorn, their ability to plan and execute, provides Pisces with a structure they can rely on, reducing the feeling of fluctuation and insecurity that sometimes plagues them. Capricorn teaches Pisces to deal with practical reality, to set limits, and to turn dreams into achievable goals. On the other hand, Pisces fascinates Capricorn with its sweetness, its quiet tenacity, and its connection to the realm of the soul. Pisces invites Capricorn to let go of some control, to trust intuition, and to recognize the value of emotion and spirituality. Pisces brings color, art, and a poetic dimension to the life often focused on Capricorn's work and duty. When this duo manages to find a balance, they can build something truly remarkable, a realm where Pisces' dreams have solid foundations provided by Capricorn, and where Capricorn's frame is embellished by Pisces' soul and creativity. The fusion of the practical with the poetic, of duty and emotion. Obstacles arise when Capricorn sees Pisces' adaptable nature as a lack of steadfastness or immaturity, and when Pisces feels Capricorn's realistic approach as coldness or emotional distance. Overcoming these perceptions requires patience and the willingness to learn from the other, valuing the qualities that are lacking in oneself. From a constructive challenge, we move on to a dynamic that often manifests as a whirlwind of emotions, the union between Aries and Pisces. Fire and water in direct contact rarely coexist in peace. Fire boils water, water extinguishes fire. Aries, ruled by Mars, is the impulsive, direct, action-focused warrior and the present. Pisces, influenced by Neptune, is the contemplative, sensitive dreamer who needs space and time to process the inner world. The initial attraction can be magnetic, driven by a fascination with opposites. The ethereal calm of Pisces can intrigue the impetuous Aries, offering a mystery to be unraveled. Aries' bravery and energy, in turn, can mesmerize the sometimes hesitant Pisces, representing a force they admire. However, the basic differences in their approaches to life quickly create friction. Aries lives in the heat of the moment, acting on impulse and seeking instant gratification. Pisces, with their changeable and receptive nature, needs time to absorb, feel, and respond, often getting lost in contemplation. Communication becomes a minefield. Aries' outspokenness and impatience can seem brutal and callous to Pisces' delicate soul, hurting him deeply. Pisces' sensitivity and apparent avoidance, on the other hand, can immensely frustrate direct Aries, who seek clarity and action. This dynamic can turn into a painful dance where one partner, Aries, screams or acts impulsively in the face of frustration, while the other, Pisces, withdraws, hides, or gets lost in a sea of feelings without finding words to express them. The energy of Aries can easily overshadow or hurt the Piscean sensibilities, while the elusive nature of Pisces can seem passive-aggressive to Aries. Without an exceptional level of self-awareness and emotional maturity on either side, This combination tends to generate hurt and misunderstanding, making lasting harmony a considerable challenge. Following our analysis of less fluid connections for Pisces, we find Gemini. Both share the mutable quality, which suggests adaptability and curiosity, but their foci are diametrically opposed. Gemini, an air sign ruled by Mercury, orbits in the realm of the mental, communication, variety, and intentional superficiality. Pisces, a water sign guided by Neptune, navigates the waters of emotion, intuition, depth, and the search for fusion. This fundamental difference creates a mismatch. Gemini thrives on exploring many ideas and options, moving quickly from one interest to another. Pisces, on the other hand, craves a connection that deepens, that blends, that transcends the intellect and touches the soul. Gemini's quest for mental stimulation and variety can make Pisces feel neglected or misunderstood, noticing a lack of emotional anchoring in Gemini energy. For Gemini, Pisces' emotional intensity and complexity can seem overwhelming or even irrational. The Pisces who seeks fusion and emotional presence may feel frustrated by Gemini's apparent indifference, which tends to rationalize feelings and change the subject when faced with the need for deep emotional validation. Communication, which should be a strong point for Gemini, becomes chaotic. Gemini tries to explain what Pisces needs to feel, and Pisces asks for a connection that Gemini may not know how to give or doesn't see the need to give in the way that Pisces expects. This dynamic can lead to disappointment for Pisces, who is looking for a soulmate, and frustration for Gemini, who feels trapped by the emotional burden. It is a dance where minds may align for a brief instant, but hearts seem to speak different languages. Continuing to examine the challenging dynamics, we come to the union of Leo and Pisces. Fire and water once again meet, but in a different way from Arian impulsiveness. Leo, ruled by the sun, seeks to shine, to be the center of attention, to receive admiration and to lead. Pisces, influenced by Neptune, tends to flow, to adapt, to get lost in others, and to operate more discreetly, behind the emotional or spiritual backstage. The initial attraction may exist based on mutual fascination. Leo can be captivated by the devotion, artistic nature, and mysterious aura of Pisces. Leo's constant search for recognition can easily overshadow Pisces' more subtle nature, making Pisces feel invisible, unattended, or less important in the relationship. The dynamic can become an imbalance of power. Leo, without realizing it, can dominate the relationship with their overwhelming energy, while Pisces, in their adaptable and accommodating nature, can dilute themselves, losing their own voice and essence to accommodate the Leo glow. Pisces' sensibilities are easily hurt by openness or tactlessness, and Leo may find Pisces' elusive nature confusing or frustrating. Without Leo learning to direct part of its light to Pisces, and without Pisces maintaining its own presence and not getting lost in Leo's orbit, this combination can lead to heartache and loss of individuality for the Pisces. It is crucial to remember, after exploring these general dynamics, that astrology goes far beyond simple solar compatibilities. The analyses we present provide a valuable starting point, a glimpse into the basic energies at play when Pisces relates to other signs. However, the complexity of a human relationship reflects the complexity of a complete birth chart. The position of the moon, which governs our emotions and needs for security, plays an immense role in the dynamics of intimacy. Venus, the planet of love and values, indicates how we express and receive affection. Mars reveals our energy and how we deal with conflict, and so on. Each planet in its specific sign and house, as well as the angles it forms between each other, the aspects, add layers of nuance and detail that can attenuate or intensify solar mismatches. Therefore, a thorough astrological analysis of a relationship, known as synastry or composite analysis, offers a much deeper and more accurate understanding of the potential and challenges between two people. It is possible that a Pisces with a moon or Venus in Aries or Leo, for example, will find more commonalities with these sun signs than the solar comparison alone suggests. Similarly, challenging aspects can make a theoretically compatible solar combination more difficult in practice. Always consider the entirety of heaven at the time of your birth to get a complete picture of your loving path. Continuing our exploration of the heart of Pisces and its love connections, after diving into the nuances of each partnership and recognizing the richness that a complete birth chart adds, we now return to celebrating the essence of Piscean affection itself. Love, when offered by Pisces, is not defined in logical terms or lists of qualities. It is something that is perceived in the soul, a vibration that resonates on the skin and manifests itself in the dream realms. It's not just a feeling, it is a shared existence, a union that transcends the tangible. The donation of Pisces, when the heart opens, is complete. They deliver memories, the marks of the journeys lived, the most intimate yearnings and the totality of their feelings. It is essential to recognize that this way of loving is not for everyone. Approaching a Pisces requires a genuine willingness to enter a world where emotions are the main landscape, where silence often communicates more than words, and where the spiritual or ethereal dimension of life is as real as the ground beneath the feet. It requires patience for your inner tides, understanding for your sensitivity, and the ability to see the beauty in your vulnerability. Therefore, only those prepared for this depth should approach. Those who value unrestrained compassion, who respect the need for recollection, and who do not fear the intensity of a heart that feels in vibrant colors. When Pisces feels truly welcomed, valued, and understood, when they realize that their love is not a burden, but a treasure, the loyalty they offer is unwavering. They become sources of constant inspiration, able to see the best in their partner and, with their healing empathy, help smooth out the rough edges of life. It is a type of affection that has the power to heal and transform those who have the fortune to receive it, but only if they are ready to respond to this rare dedication. Understanding the depth and unique value of the love that you Pisceans carry, a vital message emerges directly to your hearts. It is time to protect this precious energy. No more dispersing yourself in murky waters, giving your essence to those who cannot or do not want to recognize the preciousness of your being. Stop giving the totality of your feelings to those who simply do not have the capacity to receive or nurture something so pure and intense. You are masters at adapting and feeling the pain of others, which sometimes leads you to try to save those who do not wish to be rescued, or to mold yourself to fit into spaces that were not made to house you. This is a call to cease this search for external fit. It is an invitation to begin selecting your connections from a place of deep love for yourselves, and not from the incessant need to find someone who finally understands you. The most important understanding must come from within. Choose partners who celebrate your intuitive nature, who admire your compassion, and who don't try to minimize your sensitivity. You have not come to this plane to dim your light or to justify yourself. They came to demonstrate what it means to love with the eyes of the soul and the heart totally receptive. That is your strength, your truth. Allow yourself to attract and choose relationships that mirror the respect and admiration that your own heart deserves to feel. Our journey through the Piscean universe and its effective dynamics comes to an end, reaffirming a conviction. There is no more magical sign in the way of loving than the one who surrenders with the soul, and no one personifies this like Pisces. To love a Pisces is to accept an invitation to a world of intuition, emotion, and a connection that goes far beyond the visible. It is an experience that can be challenging, beautiful, and profoundly transformative, depending on the dance of the souls involved. We explore the combinations that tend to flow more naturally, and those that require a conscious effort towards harmony, always remembering that the complexity of each individual and the complete interaction of their birth charts paint a much richer and more personal picture. True compatibility lies in the ability to see, accept, and celebrate the other in their entirety, and Pisces, with its compassionate nature, holds the key to this insight. If this glimpse of the Piscean heart resonated with you, I invite you to explore other content available. We have analysis on compatibilities of other signs, the influence of the moon sign on your relationships, and messages that the cosmos sends to guide your journey. To not miss any new exploration of celestial mysteries, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. And now, the final invitation: share your perspective. Did you have any unforgettable experience with Pisces? Did you feel that your heart was really noticed by someone of a specific sign? Leave your comment below and join the conversation about the fascinating world of astral love. After reflecting on the deepest connections and those that require self-awareness, our journey now leads us to a combination that seeks harmony, albeit through different paths: Libra and Pisces. Both possess a changeable nature, suggesting adaptability, but their approaches to life and love diverge considerably. Libra, an air sign ruled by Venus, seeks balance, beauty, and intellectual and social connection. Pisces, a water sign influenced by Neptune, seeks emotional fusion, compassion, and a connection that transcends the mundane. Initial attraction can arise from shared kindness and idealism. Both appreciate beauty and peace and avoid direct confrontation. Pisces may be captivated by Libra's social charm and ability to create a pleasant environment, while Libra may be attracted to Pisces' mystical aura and compassion. However, differences soon manifest themselves. Libra, in its search for balance, tends to analyze all options, which can lead to indecision. Pisces, on the other hand, flows with emotions and intuition, sometimes getting lost in the fog and becoming equally evasive about concrete decisions. Libra's need for social interaction and mental stimulation may clash with Pisces' need for recollection, solitude, and emotional depth. Pisces may feel that Libra is shallow in their feelings or too focused on the outside, while Libra may find Pisces overly emotional, difficult to understand, or lacking in logic. Communication can become a challenge as Libra seeks to rationalize and discuss, while Pisces feels and intuits, often without words. Finding a meeting point where Libra's need for harmony doesn't suppress Pisces' emotional intensity, and where Piscean fluidity doesn't destabilize Libra's quest for balance, requires conscious effort. It's a dance between the mind and the heart, where success depends on each one's ability to value the other's perspective and find a rhythm that works for both. Navigating to a dynamic driven by changing energy, we come to the union between Sagittarius and Pisces. Both mutable modality signs, they share an inherent flexibility and an aversion to rigid routine, but they express this adaptability in very different ways. Sagittarius, a fire sign ruled by Jupiter, seeks expansion through adventure, knowledge, and freedom. Pisces, a water sign under the influence of Neptune and Jupiter, seeks expansion through compassion, spirituality, and merging with the universe. The initial connection can be marked by shared Jupiter's influence, generating optimism, idealism, and a desire for something greater than the everyday. Sagittarius can be fascinated by the ethereal aura and compassionate depth of Pisces, seeing in Pisces a portal to lesser explored realms. Pisces, on the other hand, can be inspired by Sagittarius's enthusiasm, openness, and free spirit, finding in the centaur a strength that propels him out of his own introspection. However, the differences in their elements and approaches soon create a remarkable contrast. Sagittarius lives life as a great adventure, seeking new experiences and truths, often with a brutal frankness that can hurt the Piscean sensibilities. Pisces absorbs the world emotionally, needing moments of recollection and sometimes escaping reality, something that direct Sagittarius may consider elusive or weak. The Sagittarius quest for unfettered freedom can make Pisces feel insecure or neglected, while the Piscean need for emotional fusion and validation can feel excessive or restrictive to Sagittarius. This combination can become a shared adventure, with Sagittarius encouraging Pisces to explore the external world, and Pisces teaching Sagittarius to explore the internal world. But the risk exists of becoming a mutual escape, where both avoid responsibility and reality, each in their own way. For it to work, Sagittarius needs to temper its frankness with empathy, and Pisces needs to find a way to ground itself without suffocating the Sagittarius's free spirit. We now come to one of the most challenging but potentially complementary combinations in the zodiac, Virgo and Pisces. Located opposite in the zodiacal circle, they represent polar forces that, if well integrated, can create a complete whole. Virgo, an earth sign ruled by Mercury, is focused on detail, analysis, practical service, organization, and the pursuit of perfection. Pisces, a water sign ruled by Neptune, is focused on intuition, compassion, spirituality, merging and accepting the imperfection of the world. The initial attraction may be based on mutual fascination with what is lacking in oneself. Virgo can be drawn to Pisces' boundless compassion, creativity, and ability to feel life to its fullest. Pisces can find in the practicality, organization, and solidity of Virgo the structure they yearn for to navigate their emotional waters. However, the opposition creates direct friction. Virgo's need for order, routine, and detailed analysis can feel restrictive, critical, or cold to fluid and intuitive Pisces. The Pisces, with their sometimes chaotic nature, their tendency to get lost in their feelings, and their difficulty with rigid boundaries, may seem irresponsible, impractical, or confused to the Virgo. Virgo's constructive criticism, no matter how well-intentioned, can deeply wound Piscean sensibilities, leading Pisces to withdraw or become even more evasive. For this union to flourish, an immense respect for differences is necessary. Virgo can learn from Pisces to let go of control, to trust intuition, to embrace imperfection, and to connect with compassion and the ethereal beauty of life. Pisces can learn from Virgo to anchor themselves in reality, to take care of the practical details, to set healthy boundaries, and to channel their creativity into tangible forms. It is a partnership that requires patience and the willingness to mold itself, like the land of Virgo giving shape to the water of Pisces, and the water of Pisces nourishing the land of Virgo. If this journey has touched your soul, leave your like as a sign to the universe. If you are not yet subscribed, sign up now and turn on notifications to continue exploring the mysteries of love and signs with me. I want to know from you, what was the most intense connection you have ever experienced with another sign? Leave it in the comments. Who knows, maybe your story inspires other Piscean souls here. Gratitude for diving with me into this emotional ocean. See you in the next video. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, you're not here by chance. The wealth you seek is also seeking you.